raise your right hand. Don't actually do it. You're watching a video and people will think you're taking some kind of solo oath in your living room. But notice something. You knew exactly what raise your hand meant the second you read it. No diagrams, no translation, no confusion. You just understood. That sentence traveled from a screen through your eyes into a part of your brain that decoded grammar, meaning and intent in a fraction of a second, without you doing any conscious work at all. Now here's the uncomfortable question. As far as we can tell in the entire history of life on this planet, billions of years of evolution, millions of species, oceans full of creatures, skies full of birds, forests full of primates nearly as smart as us, only one species ever learned to do that. Us, not parrots, not dolphins, not chimpanzees, our closest living relatives, sharing somewhere around 98 to 99% of our DNA, just us. And once you start asking why, you end up somewhere genuinely strange, at ancient jawbones, at upright apes with suddenly unemployed hands, and at a parrot in someone's living room screaming a swear word it definitely should not know. Let's get into it properly. About 300,000 years ago, a small group of humans sat around a fire somewhere in Africa. One of them grunted, another grunted back. A third one, let's call him Dave, made a slightly different grunt, and the whole group stared at him in confusion. Dave had just said something new. Nobody knew it yet, but Dave had started a chain reaction that would eventually produce Shakespeare, political debates, podcast arguments, and the sentence, "We need to talk." Congratulations, Dave. Look what you did. Here's the thing. Animals aren't dumb. Dolphins solve puzzles. Crows use tools. Your dog absolutely understands the word walk and is just pretending he doesn't until you put your shoes on. So why can't any of them actually talk? The answer starts in the throat. Humans have a larynx, the voice box, positioned unusually low in the throat. Most other mammals, including our closest cousins, chimpanzees, keep their larynx much higher up near the back of the mouth. From an engineering perspective, that's actually a brilliant design. They can breathe and swallow at the same time, which is extremely useful when you're trying to eat lunch while making sure nothing in the jungle is planning to eat you. Humans looked at this perfectly sensible system and said, yeah, but what if we could argue on the internet? So evolution made a trade. Our larynx gradually moved downward, creating a large resonating chamber called the pharynx. Think of it as nature installing a professional recording studio inside your throat. Suddenly, humans could shape air into an astonishing variety of sounds: vowels, consonants, tones, clicks, whispers, accents, and eventually over 6,500 languages. A chimp can scream, a wolf can howl, a parrot can imitate your ringtone. Humans can explain quantum physics, write poetry, order a pizza, and spend 3 hours discussing a television show that doesn't even exist. That's range. Of course, there was a catch. Evolution never gives upgrades for free. By lowering the larynx, humans became the only mammals that can easily choke on food. Other animals are out there eating in peace, while humans occasionally forget how swallowing works because somebody told a funny joke. Think about that. Every time you cough after drinking water, every time a grain of rice attacks your respiratory system, every time someone says, "Don't make me laugh, I'm eating," you're paying the evolutionary subscription fee for language. The deal was simple. Chimpanzees got safe swallowing, humans got Shakespeare, and apparently choking hazards. Thanks, evolution.
At some point between 200,000 and 100,000 years ago, something remarkable happened. Early humans didn't just learn to make more sounds, they learned to combine sounds into an almost unlimited number of meanings. Before that, communication in the animal kingdom was relatively simple. A monkey might have one call for an eagle and another for a leopard. Useful, but limited. Humans took things to another level. Instead of simply signaling lion, they could say, "There's a lion near the river." The lion was there yesterday. Let's avoid that area tomorrow. That may not sound revolutionary today, but it changed the course of history. For the first time, a species could discuss the past, plan for the future, imagine things that didn't exist, and share complex ideas with others. And that ability transformed the world. Scientists believe several developments came together to make human language possible. First, our brains became larger and more interconnected. Humans developed an extraordinary ability to recognize patterns, connect ideas, and organize information. Second, we gained much finer control over our vocal systems. The tongue, lips, jaw, throat, and breathing muscles could work together with incredible precision, allowing us to produce thousands of distinct sounds. Third, genetics played a role. One important gene is called FOXP2. Despite often being called the language gene, it's not a magical switch for speech. Instead, it helps control the fine motor movements needed for speaking. Think of it less as a language generator and more as a speech upgrade. Finally, humans developed a powerful social ability, understanding what other people know, think, and believe. That may seem obvious, but it's incredibly important. It allows teaching, it allows storytelling, it allows cooperation, and it allows one person to transfer knowledge directly into another person's mind using nothing more than sound waves. Together, these developments created something far more powerful than simple communication. They created language. Once humans could share complex ideas, knowledge no longer died with individuals. Imagine discovering a better way to make a spear. Without language, that knowledge might disappear when you die. With language, you can teach your children. They can improve the design. Their children can improve it further. And suddenly, knowledge starts accumulating across generations. People could teach tool-making techniques, hunting strategies, religious beliefs, stories and myths, farming methods, medical knowledge. Every generation inherited what the previous generation had learned. Instead of constantly starting over, humanity began building upward. Language became the foundation of civilization. It allowed larger communities to cooperate. It helped create laws, governments, religions, and trade networks. Eventually, humans built cities and entire societies based on shared ideas. Then came another breakthrough: writing. For most of human history, language existed only in speech. If an elder died, valuable knowledge could vanish forever. But around 5,000 years ago, writing appeared in places like Mesopotamia, Egypt, and China. For the first time, information could survive its creator. Ideas could travel through time. A farmer could learn from someone who lived centuries earlier. A ruler could communicate across vast distances. A scientist could build upon discoveries made long before they were born. Writing turned human memory into something permanent, and civilization accelerated. Today, humans speak roughly 7,000 languages. They sound different, use different words, and follow different rules. Yet all of them rely on the same remarkable ability that evolved thousands of generations ago: the ability to take a limited number of sounds and create an unlimited number of thoughts. Many animals communicate. A parrot can learn hundreds of words. A chimpanzee can learn symbols. A whale can sing incredibly complex songs. But no other known species writes books, debates philosophy, explains quantum physics, tells fictional stories, or sends angry emails at 2 in the morning. Humans do all of those things, because language is more than communication. It is a system for sharing imagination itself. And that ability to create, preserve, and spread ideas may be the single greatest reason our species went from hunting on the African savanna to building cities, exploring space, and reshaping an entire planet.